Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Eddie here at Eddie Makes Art. And today I'm going to show you how to make these really adorable little square tags. How great are these? So these are made from one 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. And I've decorated the front, and then on the back it's empty, but you can add a quote, maybe some stamps. Another quote there. So these are fun. You can put a little quote. You can do, single word. You can make it like, little prompt cards, writing prompts or art prompts, any sort of thing like that. And then I made envelopes to go with them. Now this one is a smaller one. This will hold probably 2 of these. And so there's just a picture on the back with some, with a quote, and then flip it over, and then you've got place to put your little tag. Close it up, and there you go. Put it in your book. Now, this is also scrapbook paper, and all the scrapbook paper today I'm using is a Tim Holtz paper. So what you want to do, okay, so you're going to take your 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. I think it's probably a good idea to get one that has 2 sides on it. That way you don't have to really decorate too much. There's a tip for you. So what you're gonna do is you're going to get out your cutter and you're gonna cut this guy into 36 squares. And how are you gonna do that? Well, you're gonna cut 2-inch squares. So first, cut in half. Make it easy for yourself, right? And then cut each half into 2-inch sections. All right, so each half is gonna be 6 inches. So you're gonna get 3 strips out of each half. And then take those 2-inch strips and cut those into 2-inch squares. All right, easy peasy. I'm not gonna show you how to do that all on camera because I think you guys can get that. We're just basically cutting 2-inch squares out of this thing, and you're gonna get 36 squares. Now, then what I did is I rounded the corners on each one. And on the little corner rounder I have, you can do up to 2 of these at a time. If you have one of those bigger, fancier ones, you could probably do more at a time, but this is a good little project to do like you're watching TV or listening to a podcast or something. Inked them up, rounded the corners. I only inked the front. Now, here's the thing though, I meant to say, and you're like, where did all that newspaper or that print come from? So the sheet I used was a large map, right? And it had just a little plain border going around it. And I have a bunch of book page. So I took book page and I glued it all around the exterior, the outer portion, right? So created like a border. So this would have been the top because of the way the writing is. See? This would have been at the bottom. So I inked up some book page and just made a border. And that way you already got book page on most of these. No, you're not gonna have book page on all of them, but that's okay. See, this one, got plenty of stuff going on there too. Okay, so you rounded, you inked, you got all that done. And then all you have to do is add some decoration. This one, it's just a stamp of Big Ben and then a quote, savor every single day. And then I took some watercolor pencil in black and I went around it and crunched it up. And I don't know if you can see that, I put a little fabric behind there just to give it a little more interest. And here I used some morel mushrooms. Again, I did an outline, some shading with the watercolor pencil, and it's a little square, just kind of ephemera, and then just a piece of fabric and the quote on the back. You could handwrite them. You could also just do, whatever. And this one, I did a little, I have a little plastic bag with all little threads and loose, you know, little bits, and they're fun to add texture to stuff. So I balled it up and put some glue under there, get a little butterfly, a little stamp, and it's ready to go. So, and you get a lot. See, you get 36. So these can be made into whatever you want, but they're also fun if you want to give them out. Like if you're doing Happy Mail, make a little envelope, put a couple in there, right? And then let the recipient decorate them. There you go. You can fit 2 in there nicely. And just add a little photo here. Easy peasy. Now, Tim Holtz has some paper dolls that will fit on these envelopes. For the larger one, you want to get these little guys. I use this cute little girl with her dolly, and then at the bottom I did a badge or a label that says memories, and then a little washi sticker of cotton balls, and then I just inked all around it, and that's it. Now for this envelope, this is it. So what you're gonna do, now for this, I gotta get my scoreboard out. So for the larger envelope, I took a piece of scrapbook paper, again, Tim Holtz. And what I did is I cut it to 6 inches long by 3 inches wide. And I'm gonna score it at 2 1/8. All right. And then again at 4 1/2. This one's gonna look a little bit different than this one because after I made this one, I realized I need this part to be a little shorter, right? So I adjusted my measurements. So you've got your 2 score lines, 2 1/8, 4 1/2, okay? Now, before you do anything else, you're gonna wanna round your corners. So I've got a little rounder here, and I'm just gonna do the 4. And that's flat, and then that way you get a cool, cool rounded corners all throughout, and it just makes it a little more interesting. Why aren't you working? I hate that when these little cutters decide they don't want to do their job. It's better, but I hate that. And then let's get this here. It's temperamental, this thing, I'll tell you. Here we go. Why? Very strange. All right, so we got that, and then, oops, flip it. Let's ink her up. I'm just using some vintage photo, good old vintage photo. And when I do stuff like this, if it has an edge, I always make sure I do that edge because it makes it a lot more interesting. So when you fold it up, you've got a little bit of room here to get your stuff in and out. And I want to take a little circle punch. We're going to make a notch in here, a little thumb hole. Let's see if we can center this. There we go. A little ink on that round bit. All right, so this part we're gonna glue. Yeah, you didn't need to ink that, but you know, I was there. A little glue here, a little bit there. That's it. Now for the smaller envelope, let me give you the measurements for that. So the smaller envelope is 5.5 by 2.5. And then you're going to score it at 2 1/4. Let me just go ahead and do that. I don't know why I took this away. All right. Let's just go ahead and score that bit. And I'll show you this one. So we're at 2.5 inches wide, 5.5 inches long. And then you're going to score it at 2 1/4. Now I'm giving you, what I originally did. So this is what it's going to look like that. Okay. You don't have to do it that way. You can give it a little bit more room like I did in the larger one, but I just want to show you how I did it the first time. And then 4.5. So you score at 2 1/4 and then 4.5. And then this gets folded up like that. And you see here what I mean. It's like it gets too short. Here's what we're going to do. Or it's too long. Slide over. You could score it a little lower. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. But since I didn't, I'm just going to slice a bit off there. Make my notch. Okay. And there we go. I'm using just the art glitter glue. And you don't need a lot, just a little bit of, just a little bead on each side. That's it. And so it looks so much better with the rounded edge. You see, it's easier to also get your thing in there. Where's my card? Yeah. See? Much easier. But, if you want to make it like this, you can certainly do it like that. And then, so we have our envelopes. And the way I decorated, did I decorate this one? Yeah, that one's decorated. Well, nothing fancy. And where are my little figures here? Got my little figures. We could do, let's see, does she work on here? So I'd love it if she'd fit right there. That'd be perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna put her right there, but I need something for her to sit on, right? Here, let's look for something in here. I'm sure we can find a little bit that we can use. How about that? Be simple as that. Pop her down, give a little something there. It's a little too bland. Ooh, just a little green piece of ephemera. That'd be cool. Or should we get something with this? Something that's a different shape, maybe. It's not all square. I have some round bits in here. Yeah. Could use that. That's a little small. See? We keep looking. We keep looking. Here we go. Here we go. Put that in there. And then just ink them up. And this one you definitely want some glitter glue because this is a little heavier stock paper. It's kind of a card. And you want it to, something strong to make sure it stays down. So I use the glitter glue. I mean, you could use a glue stick, but I've had bad experience with these and glue sticks, this type of paper and glue sticks. They don't stick very well. See, there you go, she's sitting, she's chilling. I've been doing little projects past couple of days. My fingers just covered in glue. Oh boy. Cute, right? There you go. That's it. That's how you decorate the envelope. Let's decorate one of these little cards. So we have that. It's upside down. That's okay. You can flip it over. Let's see. Let's get a quote. What do we want to do here? We've got that. Okay. My vintage archive room flower guide. Let's find something in here. Let's see. Right in the corner, a little rose. It's always nice. Now these, I don't get too fussy when I cut them because the paper is pretty translucent, and then if you ink over it, it kind of goes into the background. So let's see, maybe just a little bit here. You can certainly go around and you know, if you're really good at fussy cutting, go for it, but I don't think it's necessary here. So I'll lay that down, and you see, you take your ink, and it kind of pushes that white away. Very cool, right? And then we could do that inspire. What else do we have here? So these are just flowers. Let's get, I want another word. I like that. Find your tribe. Let's cut that out. Just square it up a little bit. Something fun here. Maybe this travel and the camera. Oh, these I got on Amazon a while ago. Each different little theme, but they're cute little stamps. They work well. Let's get some inky binky. Travel under, let's put travel under. Here we go. That's it. Easy peasy. You got a little room to write if you want. Let's see. Let's write something on here. What are we gonna write? Let's see. Don't forget your sunscreen. Happy face. It's easy, you don't have to do anything fancy. Now you could also go around the edges if you want. Make little stitch marks, little dashes, indicating that you've stitched the edges, but not really. And turn it around, and there we go. Oops. All right, there we go. So we have our envelope. This is the larger one. We've got the smaller ones here. And then this was the large envelope I made yesterday. Okay, some of the cards. Yeah, so, you know, have fun with these. And remember, I put the, on the master board, or the scrapbook paper, I did a border of book page. Now, if you have a less than desirable looking scrapbook paper, you could definitely collage over it. You could, you know, pick the theme that you want, collage over it. You could paint over it, but just get it to where you want it, and then there you go. Remember, the 12 by 12, if you cut them at into 2-inch squares, you're gonna get 36. And then if you do 1.5-inch squares, you get a little bit more, because it's a little smaller, obviously. But you know, you could even go up to, I'd say, 3 inches. Just make envelopes to fit those. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video of how to make these little square tags out of one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. Thank you so much. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you've got anything to say, definitely put it down in the comments. Just be nice. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.